Yo, what's going on, everyone? LogicDawg here, and today we're looking at the optimal settings for Lost Ark. I'm not going to spend too much time with the intro here, but let's just go ahead and dig right into the settings. First, I want you to start off on the desktop. We're going to go ahead and open up graphics settings. You can see I have it open at the top there, but if you just go to graphics settings or type graphics, it should come up, graphics settings. And turn on this hardware accelerated GPU scheduling to on. All this does is offload some of the work from the CPU to the GPU, and it puts it into the VRAM of the GPU, which just allows it to have quicker access to game files, stuff like that. So like your next frames and all that can render a little bit faster. I've seen up to 15 FPS more on some games with this on. Side note, this is only available on GTX 10 series and above, and the let me just check here, the AMD 5600. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to turn this on and it's not turning on. That might be why. Variable refresh rate you can leave off. Graphics performance preference, if you want, you can add the game into here. I haven't really noticed an FPS difference with this or any kind of extra performance, but the nice part is you can always go into options here and select high performance power saving, or let Windows decide. So maybe if you have multiple GPUs, this will make a difference, but yeah, that's a good place to start. Another possible thing to check out too is if you've ever done anything with like the Xbox game bar or anything like that, just make sure that if you type Xbox game bar, it'll come up here. Just go into the settings here and make sure that under capturing recording the background's off. That can also take some usage if you got something going on, or if we're recording before in the background. And then a quick side note while we're at the desktop here. Now this is for NVIDIA cards. I'm not sure with AMD. I know they have a similar control panel, but if you go into the NVIDIA control panel, and manage 3D settings, go to program settings, select the program. In this case, I already actually have Lost Ark pulled up here, and turn off vertical sync. Now right here, I have it set to use 3D application settings, but you want to turn it actually off. This will give you uncapped frame rates. Now, I shouldn't say you want to turn it off. I leave it on because I actually found that even though I'm getting 130, 140 FPS with this off, this screen tearing just kills it for me. So I leave it on because I don't like the screen tearing. It's caps you at 60 FPS, but in Lost Ark, it's not, super intense so that you need to have, those extra frames or anything like that. So, but if you are looking for those extra frames and you want to uncap it, this is how you would do it. Okay, and let's get into the game real quick. Okay, so we're here now in the game. If we go to the bottom right, you can see the services. You can go to game menu from here, or you can just hit escape on your keyboard. That will pull this up. Go into settings. Starting from the top, DirectX 11 is available on most newer cards within 3 years or so. I would just leave it at DirectX 11 if you have a card that's that new. If not, maybe try DirectX 9 for a little better performance. Choose the resolution that fits your monitor. Keep in mind, resolution plays a huge role in performance. So if you are recently have upgraded your monitor and you find that your computer is really slow, especially when it's really graphic intense, it may be because your graphics card can't handle that resolution. Always turning it down will give you the best increase in performance. Full screen window to borderless. Full screen if you can. Borderless kind of helps if you're running multiple monitors. Same with windowed mode. The main thing here is that in full screen mode and in borderless, that's kind of when if you have like a G-Sync monitor, there's a setting to enable it when it's in either full screen or windowed mode, or in borderless, or you have to actually set that setting. So just keep that in mind. If you do have a G-Sync monitor, you would have to keep it in full screen or borderless. Going down to the screen effects, it's pretty standard. If you want to get more, or you're finding that you're having performance issues, just turning it down step by step, and you'll find out, kind of where it's the best. The biggest difference you're going to have is anti-aliasing, shadow quality, character quality, particle quality, those kinds of these like 4 here are going to be your biggest impactors. You can always turn anti-aliasing off or inactive. If I do that, it wants the game to be restarted, but it makes the edges really jagged. Again, it's personal preference. I don't like jagged edges, like them nice and smooth. Particle quality is going to be all the particle effects from the spells and everything like that. So obviously when you're with a group or in a raid, with everyone's spells going off, it might be pretty intense. So if turning that down might be a good step if where you seeing your slowdown is during like the raids or something like that. Like that will probably make the biggest difference next to shadow quality. Turning down shadow quality to even medium make a huge impact. Auto optimization is just to the game tries to automatically adjust quality to meet your preference down here. So if you prioritize performance, it will make sure these settings get turned down when it sees that frames are dropping. If you prioritize quality, it's going to keep these even though the game might get choppy. Keeping it in the middle is a good effect. Post-processing effects don't usually make too much of a difference. Motion blur, flare effect, all these are just, again, personal preference. And then the HUD size adjustments, just if you want a bigger or smaller bars. This can be useful if you are running like a bigger monitor or something like that. Sometimes they make the icons super small. But yeah. So yeah, that's all I got for Lost Ark. As far as performance, the game runs really well on its own with pretty much automatic settings, but I figured I'd give you guys a quick rundown of some settings if you are curious or if you are having issues. As usual, if you have any issues or you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll make sure to answer it. Otherwise, have a great day.